Okay, so today we are starting the tanning process with the degreaser and the pickle. First thing we have to do is we have to, start the degreaser. And that entails Lipa 55 and a little bit of salt. And water. Can't forget the water. So we start by adding 1 ounce of this per gallon to a quarter a pound of salt per gallon. And I'll probably do 3 gallons for the 8 hides I have. Hopefully it's enough. If not, I'll do another gallon. But I only have 5-gallon buckets. So it might, I don't think 4 gallons is going to be, I think 4 gallons is going to be too much. So I'm just going to estimate with this because it's an 8 ounce or an 8 ounce container. So I'm just going to do there's only half of this bottle left. So I'll do like 3/4 of this bottle that's left. And then I'll measure out the salt. Ow! Okay, so we're gonna start. I have these 5-gallon Tidy Cats buckets. I like to use them because they have the nice little lid on the top. And then I'm going to start by mixing my degreaser first, and then we'll mix the pickle next. The reason I'm doing them at the same time is it's only in the degreaser for like a half an hour. So let me get that started. I'll put some water in the bucket, and then I'll add the salt and the degreaser after. So hold on. One. Two. And 3. Now, this water should not be cold, but it also shouldn't be too hot. So I usually will do a couple of cooler, like a 1 to 1.5 cool water jugs full, and then the rest of it will be warmer. So my water takes a little while to heat up, so I'll usually just I'll just turn the faucet on, fill up 1 bucket. Fill them all up as they heat up, and then by the time it's done heating, like by the time it's hot, I'm at like 1.5 buckets of water, so it will be enough to do the whole thing. So now it's decently warm. It's not cold, but it's not hot at the same time. So now I'm going to add the degreaser, about 3 ounces, and then for 3 gallons we have half a pound, so it'd be 1.5 pounds of salt. Half pound. One pound. We're gonna throw this into the pickle. We're gonna throw this into the degreaser. And add another half pound. Okay, never mind. It's 1/4 pound, so we're just gonna stick with that. That's 1 pound. That's a little too much salt, but it'll be fine. We're just gonna run it. It's fine. We've already added too much salt, so we're just gonna go with it. It'll be okay. Now we're going to add the Lipisol 55. Then we're going to add about 3 ounces. So we'll just kind of eyeball it. Okay. About 3/4 of that we used. I did only use like 1/4 of a cup or 1/4 of a pound too much salt. So should be okay. Now I'm going to stir this. Stir with my fancy dancy stick from outside because I don't have any tools to actually mix this up with. So we're gonna stir it. Let it sit for a minute. Oh. So now that this is made, we're going to rinse the hides off of all of the salt that's on them. So that salt will mess with this, so I just tend to take the salt off and then we can dump them in here. Okay, first we're gonna dump the salt. On each hide. So we'll dump it out here. Okay. And then we will rinse. This is nice and rinsed off. Now you leave the hide in the degreaser until the sides or wherever it's super dry have rehydrated back to like full use. So you don't want it to go in the degreaser, or you don't want it to come out of the degreaser hard like that. So we're gonna put this in and we're gonna let it soak for probably about 30 minutes. And in it goes. And we'll let her soak in there as I rinse the other guys off. All right, so I'm gonna get the rest of these hides in the mixture and then I will come back to you in just a few minutes after I've gotten these all in there. I have about 8 to do, so it'll be just a few minutes. Hold on. All right, so we're gonna stir these guys into the solution, and then we're just gonna let them sit and soak for a little while, and just kind of get the pickle ready to go. This black otter was the first one that went in. Oh no, this was not the one that went in. Hold on, I'll find the black one, the black otter. We're gonna let these go for a little bit. For probably about a half an hour. We'll get the pickle ready to go. We'll get it set to the right pH level, and then let it sit for a little bit, and then pull all of these out and throw them in to the pickle. So let's get that started.